Yeah, man, we're gonna get ready for another one. Oh, I'm back on our askreddit because I don't know, man. I ain't got no fucking clue. Yeah, this one seemed good, so I'm reading it now. It says, what single human has done the most damage to the progression of humanity in the history of mankind? Should be interesting. I assume there's going to be a lot of Hitlers, and some radical kid is going to be like Jesus because he made people believe in a delusion. Let's see what people say. Should be interesting. Better than Shane, says Guy de Chalique. I'm going to assume that's how it's said. He was a surgeon in the 1300s who vehemently spoke out against another fellow surgeon, Theodoric Borgognoni. Theodoric was a surgeon who wrote about his theories on proper wound care and believed that the best thing you could do was wrap it and clean it. Guy hated that Theodoric was writing because it directly went against the teachings of Galen, an ancient Greek surgeon who believed pus was the body's way of balancing your humors. What? The fuck does that mean? Guy's teachings were widely accepted, and it's believed that his ignorance set the development of antisepsis in surgery back about 600 years. Guy de Chalique was born in the 1300s, not 1200s, as he was alive during the Black Death. Fuck these names, bro. Was the guy who was thrown into the mental asylum for saying surgeons should wash their hands between seeing patients. You were thrown in jail for that? Mental asylum? I'll say his name, bro. Guy is actually a fucking martyr. Ignaz Semmelweis. Fuck. That's heavy. Yo. Thank God for... some things in the modern world I hate, but thank God for the freedom to say shit that you believe in. Even though that's slowly going away, as the world gets more politically... whatever. I'm not going to get into it. Princess or no foreign... I don't know. He says, IIRC, there was also a French physician who discovered some valuable kinds of anti-anesthetics, but was ignored by the medical community because he couldn't write Latin. Imagine how many people died because this man couldn't speak a language, and people were like, oh, you're not qualified. Bullshit, bro. Leaf on the Roof said, OP is compiling a hit list for their time-traveling journeys. Honestly, that would be fun. If I had a DeLorean that could time travel, I don't know if I would kill the people who fucking halted human progress, because where would we be now? The uncertainty of that is scary. Alright, let's see. Kata Briga says, purportedly the unnamed inventor of flexible glass, Vitrum Flexile, bought a drinking bowl made of material before Tiberius Caesar. The bowl was put through a test to break it, but it merely dented rather than shattering. The inventor repaired the bowl easily with a small hammer, according to Petronius. After the inventor swore that he was the only man alive who knew the manufacturing technique, Tiberius had the man He feared that the glass would devalue gold and silver, since the material may become more valuable. People talk shit about people from the past, right? But this man in ancient Rome had flexible glass. This man makes a good point. What an idiot. TC had access to what he thought was worth more than gold and silver. So rather than claiming this new flexible glass material for his own benefit, he wipes it out of existence. Just because you're in charge doesn't mean you're smart. See, that's a lesson that you should take into your everyday lives. Just because you're in charge doesn't mean you're smart. It's profound, bro. It's very deep. Artivia, sounds like a medicine, says, Robert Maxwell, father of Ghislaine. What? The man was the leading cause of paywalled scientific articles today. Before him, science publishing was relatively open. He helped shape the industry into the cancer on academia it is today. I did not have any idea that this fucking dude existed. You can learn a lot on askreddit, even though it can be boring as fuck sometimes. Alright, Nobd says, Yongle, emperor of the Ming dynasty in China, ordered the fleet of Zhang, the greatest trading and exploration fleet of all time, to be burned down during his reign in the early 1400s. This was the beginning of an era of isolation for the Chinese kingdoms, which ultimately led to the collapse of Imperial China and indirectly to the rise of the PRC. Additionally, the wealth of the world overall decreased as a result of reduced trade with China, and if China had continued exploring, it is possible that they, not Europeans, would have colonized Northern America. would have colonized Northern America, instead of merely maybe discovering it and then telling no one as they did in history. It may not be significant alterations of human progress, but it's one of those events that sets the world in a definitively different direction. Then China, with its, especially how it is now, it's still a little behind, but how fast they've grown, China would be the world power right now, based on this event, right? Dan from Waterloo. I would suggest Andrew Wakefield. His work, I gotta read this now. Ileal, lymphoid, nodular, hyperplasia, nonspecific colitis, and pervasive development disorder in children had been directly responsible for the mistrust of vaccines, the decline of Western rates of vaccination, and basically telling everybody that there's a boogeyman underneath your bed. He's directly responsible for thousands and thousands of deaths. He's a scientist who made a mistake. Why are you blaming him? It's not that he made a mistake. He had purposely customized the outcomes to meet the hypothesis so that he could get rich selling safe vaccines. Look, I am hesitant about things I put in my body all the time. I mean, it's normal, but without the vaccine, we'd still have polio, chickenpox, how many other fucking countless diseases, tuberculosis. So, you know, I think the vaccine has done a lot for humanity. But whatever, you believe in what you want. I don't care. I'm not going to persuade anyone, nor is that my intention. People can believe what they want. They're entitled to that. But when it affects other people, then it's a problem. Zomgax replies to this saying, on balance, vaccines may be the greatest human accomplishment of all time. People in developed countries really have no idea how bad disease has been for most of human history. Precisely because of the success of vaccines and antibiotics, the vast majority of human deaths for most of our existence has been from disease, and for one brief century we managed to push it back to the fringes of our awareness. But antibiotic resistance and anti-vaxxers seem determined to bring us back to the old standard. It really is such a huge slap in the face to take a look at this technology that has saved billions of lives, the pinnacle of human achievement, and just say, fuck you. I agree with him. He's right. I think it's a human habit to look at something we've accomplished and say, that's bullshit, that's fake, it never happened. Like the moon landings, for example. Polio was not that bad, Karen. Yeah, wiped out families. Yeah, it fucks people up. There's still people who have polio, right? It's very small amounts. Alright, Kumbadshaw says, Badshaw. I know how to say it. Why'd I say it the fucking white boy way? The Ottoman caliphs who banned the printing press in the Muslim world. That's exactly how you destroy a civilization. Yeah, at a time, the Muslim world was very advanced. During the Crusades, invading all these Muslim countries and getting their records and all that stuff that they saved of the ancient Greeks and Romans, it helped bring Europe out of the Dark Ages. So, and at a time, the greatest map makers in the world were in the Islamic world. Alright, Naman Is says, Sheikh al-Islam. I heard of this guy after hearing someone on TV complain about how this man set the Islamic world back by centuries. In 1515, the age of the Ottoman Empire, he, a learned scholar of the kingdom, issued a decree that forbid the printing press and made using it punishable by death. Okay, I think that's literally the last comment that I read. But this guy gives him a name. The last guy just said caliph, so alright. Hey! Oh, fuck! Oh. Do I leave that in or I edit it out? I don't know. Reply, classic elites controlling information. Good thing they don't do that today. Unless... Bro, at least there's a variety of elites. I mean, I know the political divide is bad, but at least there's Democrat. I mean, at least in America, at least there's Democrat and Republican elites. I think that's a good thing. Because otherwise, the book 1984, bro, the fucking Big Brother shit, it would happen. Good thing there's opposition. But it's so divided. Both of them are cans of shit if you think about it. Licorice snake. The stupid fish that decided to leave water. Yeah, that one fucking fish really set humanity back. Alright, this dude is passionate. Because he says his hands down. Okay, Bach, Tier, Hilji. hands down. In the 12th century, there was the world's biggest university in India named Nalanda, where intellectuals from all around the world used to study. The Turks invaded India under Khilji. They killed almost all the intellectuals and destroyed the university, and they burnt the library. The library continued to burn for 3 months. This has to be by far the biggest loss to mankind, in my opinion. Alright, now it's hard for me to weigh this. How big was this? So is there stuff in this library that got completely evaporated, doesn't exist? Like, I don't quite understand what extent of human knowledge was in this library. Is this as devastating as, say, all those scientists that were disregarded for proper wound care? All those lives lost on that? Is this as bad as the vaccine guy? It's hard for me to weigh it because I understand the value of books. That's why every time there's a new civilization or a new totalitarian regime, they burn down books instantly. Like the Nazis burning all that literature they did. I know, yeah, so obviously there is a lot of value in a library, but in the modern day, I think it's easy to just disregard what a library means or used to mean because, you know, we got our phones, computers, everything. It's out there in the cloud somewhere, but back in the day, this was knowledge and it was in physical form. So I guess it's probably really heavy. I don't know. Bro, I like these kind of posts that make you think, you know? It's good. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting because I know about this. Literature. Great fucking name. I'm passionate about that name. I love it. Sir Mark Sykes. This man was the British element in the Sykes-Picot. I think it's Picot. It's French. Agreement. For those of you not in the know, 100 years ago, the Middle East was an area that did have some nations and some more tribal areas. So people were more divided by language and culture, some by region or religion. Some by religion. France and Britain decided to carve up the Middle East into easier to govern territories, but fumbled this task and instead divided the territories on the map over these religious and tribal lines. Yep, it's the main cause of unrest for so many years. Not only has this been a main contributing cause of conflicts in the Middle East, if you take two opposing or rival groups and suddenly up, but said conflicts have then fueled further conflicts again and again. This has then been further used by Islamic extremists as a reason to hate these Western powers, as they were the ones who created this terrible agreement. Even Sykes himself accepted that the agreement's wording should be changed in order to give these countries autonomous rule. What is a little sad is he actually seemed to want to help these regions with the agreement, but just bumbled the whole thing, which has led to most of the issues in the Middle East has to this day. Sykes didn't make the modern Middle East, though. He just played a large part in creating the circumstances in which its current problems thrive. Imagine all of the advancements, education, and collaborations that could have happened had the Middle East been allowed to flourish unhindered and without resentment. It's very often ignored by how colonization from that era, especially British and French colonization of Africa, of the Middle East, and how badly that shit how much of a long-term impact it's had on current affairs. These people still hold resentment for this, bro. I don't know. It's weird what I'm thinking. It makes no sense, but if you enjoyed the video, I enjoyed making it. It was fun. You know, this was insightful. I like learning things. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and what else can you do? There really isn't anything else you can do, huh? So just have a good day, all right? Please, bro, do it for me.